I like that.
That was Mike Florio suggesting, tongue-in-cheek, I think, that he would be willing to trade, if he were the Minnesota Vikings, he would be willing to trade Justin Jefferson in order to move up to get Jeremiah Love.
That's a little crazy. That's by the way, I love that song. I don't watch all of the Hard Knocks, but there was a Hard Knocks where one of the rookies sang that song in front of everybody, and he was pretty good, and he had the whole room just howling because he was just good enough, and he was just pouring his heart into it. It was great.
Oh man, I didn't see that one. That must have been a good one.
But Justin Jefferson, whoo boy,
that is
the Vikings. By the way, pick 18th overall.
Yeah, if I'm the Vikings, that's not something that I would be willing to do.
But it just goes to show you, apparently, how much people like Jeremiah Love. I guess there's some scuttlebutt that the Arizona Cardinals could potentially draft Jeremiah Love at number 3, although they already have James Conner.
Yeah, but James Conner is not Jeremiah Love.
And they also signed Tyler is it Algier or Algier? Because the last time I mispronounced it, people got on me. I believe it's Algier. The guy from the Falcons. They signed him.
Oh, too. Yeah. Didn't they? No, they didn't get him in the trade.
They just signed him in free agency.
Yeah, free agency. It's I think it's evident as we sit right now. And listen, the draft will change, I'm sure. But it's evident right now of who people believe the best player in the draft is. Now, we know he's not going number 1. And we presume he's not going 2. But after that, we don't know if he's going between 3 or 6. Because I don't think anyone has him outside of that.
So here's something interesting. Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, longtime Browns beat reporter. She had a story with the headline, "Why Jeremiah Love might be the only player worth a trade up for the Browns from number 6 in the NFL draft."
Now we're talking.
Let's
get on that. But that's a scenario that I guess I've assumed isn't going to be the case. But if somebody takes Lug before they go on the clock at 4, what do they do? Who does that leave? Who are the obvious guys?
Marvell Reese.
Marvell Reese, probably the guy. Sonny Styles will still be there, obviously. Yeah. But then do you move down? If someone moves up to take Love, do you, Tennessee Titans, do you feel you can move down and still get a guy that you want?
Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
But that was my scenario. But to me, Love, that would be a great position to be in because you have options. You can take Love, or you can listen to what people are offering you and say if there's another 2 or 3 guys that you like, if you move down just a couple of spots, let's say it is the Browns, then that's a good position to be in. That's good leverage. But if Love is gone at 3, what does that do to your board?
I think what people are starting to, it happens every year, I think, especially when you have these sort of titans of outliers that we have sort of in this draft, where these guys that are outliers are really truly outside of Mendoza leading the draft, so to speak, or they can change the narrative of how the draft goes. For instance, Love, not a premium position, but he's such an athlete and they consider him the best player. Will he go against, or will the Titans go against conventional wisdom or any team and say, we're going to draft Love in the top 3 or 4 of this year's draft? So, but what they're understanding is, even though you can get a back in any round, you can't get this type of back in any round. And I think the more and more we go along and the closer we get to the draft, I think teams are going to be pressured whether to, and I'm not talking about the Vegas Raiders, but anybody after the Vegas Raiders, they're going to be tempted or pressured. Should we take this outlier, or should we take a guy and stick to our board?
Well, Fernando Mendoza He's going number 1.
Yes.
From there, it appears that there's momentum building toward the New York Jets taking David Bailey. For a long time, it was assumed that the Jets were going to take Arvell Reese. David Bailey is the more, based on everything I've read, is the more ready-made prospect. You can put him in right now, and he's going to be good. Arvell Reese might take a little bit of time, but I think his ceiling is higher than David Bailey's overall. That's the sense I get from all of the reading that I've done on the NFL draft. But let's play this out for a second. So Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com. Why Jeremiah Love might be the only player worth a trade up for the Browns from number 6 in the NFL draft. The Browns are at 6. The Titans are at 4. The Browns have multiple first-round picks, number 6 and number 24. Derek Mason, what would it require for you to move down from 4 to 6 if the Browns want to move up to take Jeremiah Love? And I don't think it's going to take 2 first-round picks.
You're asking me.
He's hanging up the phone.
Yeah, you're asking me.
I'm asking you.
I'm hanging up the phone.
I'm taking the call.
No, you have to give me 2 for.
That would be a
Just
gross
move down.
overpay.
It starts off because
Just
again,
move down 2 spots.
again, you want my spot. Why? Because you scared either I'm going to take that guy that you want and love, or somebody else is going to take that guy. So if that is indeed the case, I'm not going to lift you off the hook.
Okay, hold on.
Because I can take them.
The Browns were involved in this sort of trade a year ago. Remember? The Browns traded with the Jaguars. The Jaguars moved up to take Travis Hunter, number 2 overall. Here is the trade package. The Browns moved down 3 spots. Cleveland received the number 5 pick, a 2nd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 1st-round pick to move down 3 spots.
Well, I guess that's the start right there. That's the floor, because yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. So that is the floor right there. What you just said is the floor.
Right,
because
give me
again,
that again.
The Browns moved down 3 spots.
3 spots.
Cleveland received the number 5 pick. They had the number 2. A 2nd-round pick, number 36 in last year's draft. A 4th-round pick, number 126 in last year's draft. And a 1st-round pick
this year.
To move down 3 spots.
See, to me, that's the kind of thing you should be trying to do.
But shouldn't that be the floor of, okay,
If you feel like moving down 3 spots will still get you a guy that you think can be a dude.
But in this scenario, you would only be moving down 2 spots.
Yeah.
So does the price change?
All the more reason that you still have a better chance of getting a dude. If you feel like there's 6 dudes and one of those dudes is going to be there at 6, then I'm very, very open-minded to that. If I'm getting, you're getting an extra
2
first-round picks.
I'm
An extra
negotiating.
first-round pick.
That's all I'm doing. I'm negotiating. And I'm negotiating until the last minute.
So what's the bare minimum you would accept in that situation?
Right there. That.
The trade from last year?
Yeah. That's
If they're kicking
that's
in
where it starts.
a first-round pick the following year, ooh, I love that. I love that more than Jeremiah Love.
But they got lucky because they end up, Cleveland.
The Jaguars pick ended up being number 24.
Yeah, so I was thinking the other way around. So essentially you're getting a 24. Nope, can't do it. Won't do it. You got to give me a little bit more. That's just me. I drive a hard bargain, because again, I can take my guy. I can take him. I want to take him. Make me not want to take my guy, Willie.
So you want more? I think that's a pretty good deal.
I'm not saying it's not a good deal, but if I can get a little bit more, don't you try?
We'll massage it. 615-737-1025. We'll huddle up in our war room here and we'll discuss. 615-737-1025. We will take your thoughts on the NFL draft, which starts a week from yesterday. We are within a week of the NFL draft. Praise the Lord. We are less than a week from the NFL draft. 615-737-1025. We'll also talk about another prospect that Mike Borgonzi seemed to gush about yesterday at his pre-draft news conference. 615-737-1025. Willie Donick, Derek Mason, Adam Vingan, 1025 The Game.